going out fast that first 100 is without a doubt the Gutsy is. It sucks that last 50 no matter what.
Welcome to Social Kick. I'm Brian Lundquist. We got the full crew: Dr. John Mullen, Luke Paddington, and a new Olympian, Luca Urlando. What's going on, man?
Nothing much. How y'all doing?
Dude, we're so good. We're so pumped on the post-trials buzz and getting ready for Team USA Paris 2024. Honor of this team. I'm drinking out of my Team USA mug. I don't think I'm going to be in Paris for the 200 fly, though, so sorry. I'm going to catch the last few days, but I'll probably just miss your swim. But, yeah, I'll be in town for a bit and excited to watch, man. Dude, so much to catch up on, but first, where are you?
I'm in Raleigh right now for our USA domestic camp. So going to be here till Wednesday, and then we head out to Croatia for 10-ish days. Then from there, we'll go to the village.
Nice. Sick. Okay, cool. Well, hey, man, first, talk about camp. What's the arrival like? Did you get 2 suitcases full of USA swag already? You got the Ralph Lauren polo set up yet, or whatever you guys are gonna wear? Give us the intro to from making the team to now. What's been going
on? We had a week off, so I went back to Athens, trained with Jack Bowerly, Neil Versfeld. They sent us with 2 very large suitcases full of Team USA gear. When we get to the village, they will give us 2 more very large suitcases with the gear and apparel that we'll have to wear over there. Super cool stuff, so I'm not complaining. But yeah, camp's been good. Everyone got here on Wednesday. So just kind of feeling out what swim practices look like, who my coaches will be, and yeah, training partners, all of it.
How are we feeling about the fit? Nothing too tight on the shoulder, right? We want to leave some room on the sizing.
I'm feeling fresh, feeling good to go.
How about the Indy 500 helmet? How's that fitting for you?
Hey, it's good. I can't wear it all the time, unfortunately, but yeah. No, they'll actually be able to ship us that helmet to our address. So I didn't have to walk around in the airport with it.
It would have been fun.
It would have been a bit of a statement piece for sure.
Is that going to be the next Stockwell video? 50 free with the racing helmet on? Who can go the fastest?
Yeah. No, that'll be a new world record challenge.
Yeah.
Exactly. I feel like all the rookies need to do a presentation in front of the rest of the team as if they're the Jamaican bobsled team with all the helmets on and turn right, turn left, turn south.
Don't worry, they'll be making everyone it's their first team do a skit soon enough, so we'll get that embarrassment out of the way.
You already got the ideas flowing?
No, that's the part I'm scared of. But I don't know. There's enough of us that I think it'll be funny enough.
Luca, when did it really sink in? Because a year or 2 ago, 18 months ago, this was your dream that was fading. When did it sink in? Was it when you got your gear, when you stood on your podium, when you touched the wall, or has it really sunk in yet?
I think it's when everyone got to camp and we started training together as a team. That was when I was like, oh shit, or sorry. But we're doing that.
You're doing it.
We're going to Paris. That's when it really sunk in. But I mean, little bits along the way too, seeing my parents right after the race. That's when it first started to come started to hit. Seeing my coach Jack, seeing Neil back in Athens, that it also started to hit then too. Yeah.
I mean, what a journey, eh? I mean, how many doubts did you have in your life, and how do you get through that? What a journey.
Yeah, no, I mean, incredibly grateful for it. I think it's made me a better better swimmer, but also just, I don't know, a better person in some regards too. Able to kind of deal with things and not get too stressed out, taking things one step at a time. Yeah.
What do you mean by better swimmer though? Just how you face adversity in the water and in big meets, or just how you're stronger physically as well? You told us how strong your shoulder is now. What do you mean by better?
Yeah, I think my left shoulder and side of my body is actually stronger than my right side. Yeah. I'll start to get imbalances sometimes with my right trap just because my right side's trying to overcompensate. But I would say that I'm a lot more patient now. I know things don't come quickly or easily now. So I think I know my body a lot more than I did before. And I'm able to step back in practices or in races at meets and be like, oh, maybe that wasn't my best swim, but I'm going to get another opportunity. And if I can just make each one a little bit better, I can't complain, you know?
Yep.
You mentioned the shoulder feeling stronger than before. How about the range of motion? Do you feel like it's returned to full range of motion or it's still lacking some?
I think naturally it's going to be a little bit less.
Yeah. They get there and tighten it all up, right? That's the point.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, last week I was able to see the head PT guy at University of Georgia that helped me through some of my phases of rehab. And he kind of measured me out, told me I'm still a little bit tighter on my left side, but I mean, it comes with the nature of the surgery. So, and it's not debilitating in any type of way.
Yeah.
Luca, what advice do you have for young athletes going through what you did? A couple of days before your 200 fly final, the French 100 freestyler Raphael dislocated his shoulder celebrating, and he's 18 years old, and it was a freak accident. And what advice do you have for athletes like him or others who have these freak accidents and have to, the things they end?
Yeah, I mean, it's not easy, but I think thinking about it like you're going to be better after, you get through this is a way that really helped me approach, thinking about the 18 months until Olympic trials, just taking it one step at a time, one day at a time, just being really patient with yourself. Some days will be better. Some days will be worse. I don't know. Having the confidence that you can do it and overcome it, and not only just be better than where you were before the injury. In his case, I mean, that's terrible. I mean, I watched the video. It really is kind of crazy how that just happened like that.
Yeah. It was so gnarly. I mean, at least yours was like middle of the pool this time around, but also not it wasn't that it? Like you were like one stroke in or something. I remember being there watching it and I was like, I don't even know if I should film this or because it's like kind of a low moment, and I was like, ethically, I was like, I don't know like what's happening here. And you just talked about like the encouragement of, being positive, thinking about, in 18 months and, just taking each moment at a time. But it's like, that can't be how you were reacting, at the very beginning of this like, oh shit, I have no idea where this is going now, Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it kind of just like, it was a complete reset. Cause I had kind of thought I was over it by that point. And I was, I swam the 100 fly that morning. Felt great. The first two laps of that 100 I felt great, and then came up for the breakout stroke and it just kind of popped out. It was like heart just sinks. You're able to actually hear what just happened to you. It's almost like a snapping sound. And then it's just like, well, first, how do I get out of the water? But then obviously it's just like I don't know where to go from here.
I just thought you were over it. I thought you were tired.
Yeah. Nah. Yeah.
But
One to put the lifeguards to work, right?
exactly.
Yeah.
Luca, when we spoke to you last, you were, you're doing a lot of kicking, like 5,000 yards kicking, and you're working on strengthening and different things. Has your stroke changed? Has your tactic to how you race it to fly? Are you going to set another 50 back record at NCs? Like, how has your technique, your kicks, how you attack a race changed, given what you went through in the 18 months?
Yeah, I think, well, I mean, each kind of step of this process, it's been like a different phase. So swimming at Irvine last summer, it was really I was just swimming freestyle. And I focused that first kind of initial 9-ish months on just being able to race and have really good technique while swimming freestyle. Because of kind of how the progression went and not trying to increase my actual swimming by 10% each week. So that I was able to at least do freestyle by the end of the summer and hopefully do it fast. So that was kind of my goal. And it hasn't really felt like until, I qualified for the team that I was able to kind of just let everything go in a race. I still think I can do that this summer. And it's going to be the first time in a while that I felt like I can just kind of fully let go while swimming and not have this fear that, something bad might happen during a race. It's almost better to think that, shit, if it does, at least I left it all on the table, now I think it's been 2 weeks. So it has felt like within the past 2 weeks, even my training has changed. I'm no longer scared in training to hold back just a little bit. It's like, let's just see where I go with this. And if I fade, I fade, but Yeah.
Do you have a nickname? Do you have a nickname with your like super strong left shoulder guy? Do you have a persona? No.
Nah. I mean, it's something that has happened to me, but it's not necessarily like something that is a part of me,
I like that.
But I don't know. My trainer here, Keenan Robinson, calls me Paisano, but that's kind of just, I don't know, my roots.
Yeah, Gianluca.
Yeah.
Well, like you mentioned, being able to push it more in training. I guess any sets at camp already? I know you guys are just there. Anything stand out from where you've been able to unleash and like you said, really starting to feel more confident?
Yeah. Last Saturday I did 24 100s kick drill swim. First 6 butterfly, next 2 freestyle. I kind of wanted to see if I could hold, 58s the entire way through. I was able to hold 58s, eventually got down to 57s the last 2 or 3. So kind of on a shorter rest, active rest type of set. I was really happy with that. This Tuesday I did a set where it's with some 50s fast fly, trying to hold like back in 100 speed. So anywhere from like 26 mid to 25 high, which I mean, at that point, it's not really back end 100, but it's just like seeing where I can go into a fast 100 fly like right after. And I was able to go under 56 100 fly from a push.
Nice.
Back 29. So that's something that I'd almost be scared to do if it was a few months ago.
Luke hasn't dreamed of doing that yards in like 30 years. So
I would need a jacket.
That fin swimmer could do anything, Brian. Don't give him a hard time.
Hey, I'm swimming in an hour. You wait. I'm going to take down these guys. But is this something about the environment and with all these Olympians around you that's different to your other national team trips you've been on? Is it like, you're seeing rings all around you? Is that helping to give you the confidence and support and realize that you belong here and you too are, one of the top athletes in the world? Is this trip different? Is this camp different?
Yeah, I mean, anyone that's here deserves to be here without a doubt. Right. And it's not like people that make worlds aren't. It's just, this is an incredibly special experience. And everyone just, it's just really cool. I don't know how to describe it other than that.
Who are you training? Go ahead, Brian. Sorry.
Well, I've wondered about the energy of the staff too, because it just seems like, every world championship team gets the A-list staff, but there's something that's like, it seems like a level up with the Olympic staff too, that it's like, you're getting like truly the best of the best of what America has, it's like, and it feels like that's a once every 4, in this case 3 year type of thing. Like, do you get a sense of like a different energy from the staff too? And also in your case, like, it's, you don't always have your personal coach who's, there on the trip too. So there's like this adaptation of, okay, who am I going to be working with, and transfer like what your needs are to, interpret what the staff's of your training program is on. So I'm just curious, like, how's that been? Do you feel like this like sense of hype and pressure or anything from the staff?
I think everyone's just super excited. Yeah. I mean, you can feel the energy on deck. Everyone's just, we all come from different colleges. We all come from different spots. We all have different training regimens. But everyone here is really dialed in to just making this team as good as it can be for the games later this summer. Yeah. It really feels just like one united team. Yeah.
Yeah, Brendan Hansen talked about that, because we asked Brendan, what is it about the US that always comes through the Olympics? They're like, oh, well, the Aussies are on fire and the Brits are going to do this. And I don't see and all of a sudden the US just gets boom and steps up. And it's something about you guys are like cutthroat of each other, trying to out-touch each other within the team. And then once you get through that wall, you guys come together and you do better than your collective. What is it? Is it like you spend such close time together? The USA really comes out in all of you guys.
Go on.
No, I was going to say, what is it about the US that the French maybe, don't always step up as much, or the Trinidadians don't always step up as much? Like what is it about you guys that you always step up?
Yeah, I don't think it's anything really particular. I was actually having this conversation with a good friend of mine a few days ago, and I think it's no matter where the United States is in terms of relationships with the rest of the world, we're the one kind of purest thing about this country, and I think that's a really cool thing to be able to represent. I don't know if I'm explaining that right, but it feels like we can take a step back and not necessarily be judged for, our political or whatever situation is in the world right now. We just represent, kind of the purest form of America.
It's Copa America's on right now and Euro's on right now. And I was telling my friends up to last night, I know often that America comes together as a country and really supports each other. You support each other for your football NFL team, your NBA team, but as a country, it's only at the Olympics. So as though you guys saved the whole once in 4 years to go to USA chant. And it's just so powerful when you come together.
No, I mean, it's an incredible honor. It's something that people dream of. It's something that I have dreamed of since I was 4 years old.
Are you going to get a tattoo? And if so, when?
I think so.
Here?
Right on the shoulder. Right in between my eyebrows.
No. Unibrow with Olympic rings. There you go.
No, it has to be on the shoulder. It has to be right here. Like, boom. That's where it happens.
Yeah, front and center.
I've yet to see anybody that's got it like center chest. Does anybody have that? I forget where. Who's the sprint backstroker from Australia? He's got one like on the chest.
Cooper? Isaac.
Yeah. Isaac Cooper. I don't know. I think it's so funny when there's like, somebody goes like really big with the rings, like over the top.
Yeah, no, you'll walk around the pool deck every once in a while and be like, I mean, you earned it, but I don't know if you should get it that big. That's just
Not my style.
That's just my opinion. Yeah.
Luke's working on his design for a Social Kick logo, real big center chest, and we're like trying to talk him out of it because it's just it's a little over the top and it doesn't fit his age.
Not at all.
Hey, dude, are you training with Heilman or like who are you training with, and what's I guess I just want to talk a bit about him too, because I mean, like you were once the wonderkind and like breaking all these records as an age grouper, and you're still a young guy, but like he's kind of in this position and maybe like taking it to the next level as a teenager who's having international success. And so like when I look at you, it's so funny to like see you guys finish next to one another and have been somewhat in similar places in your journey before. So like, I don't know, what's it like with him, training with him, racing against him? And like, do you see kind of that parallel at all from your end?
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, like he is, an incredible swimmer, incredibly talented, has an excellent racing mind with him. And we both kind of represented at an early age, kind of maybe the future of American butterfly in some ways.
Yeah.
And he's just able to, he's not scared at all. He just goes for it, attacks it. And it's a really cool thing to watch. Yeah.
Yeah, I think, when you went your 153, everyone was like, oh, this is the next Phelps. Now we're hearing people say the same thing about Thomas. Is there any positives to people giving that label or throwing that around when you're 15, 16?
In some ways, I think it motivated me.
Okay.
In some ways, I think it added a little bit of unnecessary pressure.
Yeah.
But it's kind of just what you can do with hearing that, I think is all you can really do is control where your energy goes with it.
Sure.
How do you feel about it now with like him being on the rise? And I mean, I don't think it's unfair to say there's a bit of a surprise second place finish in that 100 fly. So him picking up like 2 individual events and, do you feel like you can kind of skate by under the radar some and just like, here you are with this like new confidence that shoulder's good. You can like go full send at 100% and like go into the Olympics and let it rip without any sort of pressure on you. If I'm looking at the team, I'm liking where you are right now with like not under, not with a huge spotlight on you and just like ready to go attack it. But does you feel that way?
Yeah, just a bit. No, I think I like the spot that I'm in. Obviously, I would have loved to go a time that, I could have gone in that final session. It almost felt like 4.5 years since the initial injury condensed into a race of less than 2 minutes. So it felt unlike, it just didn't really feel like a race. I touched that third wall. I was like, oh shit. Like, like I gotta go now.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I like the position I'm in for sure. I got some more in the tank too.
Yeah. I was going to ask what changes you're making in these next 3 weeks that building on something you learned that was really good that you found out at trials and, working on something that, oh shit, I just need to tweak this. Is there anything, without letting secrets out, was there anything that you really enjoyed about how you raced and prepped this last week or 2 before trials that you're building on?
I really liked my prelims and semifinal swim. I think I did them well.
Yeah.
Controlled. Final swim, it was just kind of ugly, honestly. I think it showed where I was at in terms of, maybe my aerobic ability. I can do a pretty, in my opinion, a poor swim, but still go, a decent time.
Yeah, 55.
missing 3 walls. There's only 3 walls in a 200 fly. That really that kills. I mean, that's just a few tenths every wall. That really kills momentum. I need to push my underwaters a lot more. I'm a lot better underwater than how I swam that race. So I think it's just working on those little details. And that's going to be kind of the key for me.
How much excitement and buzz do you think will be around that men's 200 fly? You have Milak, kind of, some storylines around him. We talked about Thomas a little. I believe Leon can do the 2 fly with the schedule change, and obviously he'll be a big name at Paris, especially if he's doing what a lot of people think he can do with all the different golds. Do you think it will be one of the most, watched or most, honed in events?
I think so. This race, this event has gone so stacked in the past, few cycles. I mean, it's going to be, I think, one of the most popular events at the Olympics this year.
Does that excite you? Is that nervous? Does that make you? How does that make you feel? I don't know. Does it bring any more excitement to it, or
cool. It's cool. It's awesome that swimming is getting this type of hype. And the event that I swim is arguably one of the most competitive too. It makes it that much more. I don't necessarily want to say honorary, but if I'm able to swim in that final, it's going to be something that is, I don't know, I'm going to bring with me the rest of my life.
I agree.
Speaking of hype around an event, what did you think of Olympic trials?
Oh, man. That was one of the craziest meets I've ever been to. Just so many people, so much attention. But I mean, it's super cool. I wish I was a spectator. So watching it more so than a swimmer. But I mean, it's a fantastic experience to be a part of. I think it makes whatever you kind of do later on a little bit easier, just because of the intensity of the event, and the emphasis on making the team is a whole lot different than representing a country, in my opinion.
Yeah. Did you get to enjoy the meet at all? So one of the things I really enjoyed about being at trials was being outside and walking around Indy with thousands and thousands of swimming fans. I mean, often you see a swimmer once in a while at the airport wearing a tier. And to be surrounded by so many swimmers was so unique. At the Olympic Games, they're not all swimmers. You see it at World Cup football, soccer, sorry. But to be at all these swimmers around, that to me was like, oh, my people. These are my people. Did you get to enjoy walking around and vibe the Aqua Zone and see the Eiffel Tower and stuff?
Yeah, I did. I was able to enjoy it a little bit more after you fly. No, like you said, it was a whole bunch of people that really love the same sport that I do. Mm-hmm. And you can feel that energy. It's super motivating to not go to a meet or go to a pro series meet and there's only family members in the stands. To be able to actually hear a crowd cheer for an event. I mean, that's just awesome.
Agreed.
We've referenced this a couple times in conversations on this show because it was just so we couldn't believe it when we went to this is NCAA's a couple years ago in Knoxville for women, and you could walk around town and not know that some of the best swimmers in the world were inside that building right there competing, and they're going to be the ones who are competing for medals at the Olympics, and there's no hype, no vibe, no nothing, and yet, as you mentioned, in Indy, there was a total reversal of that. I mean, shoot, you went to Georgia, tailgating Saturdays are crazy. And the football hype is amazing. There's this energy around. And that was the first time that I've ever experienced that. I've always been wondering, how come nobody tailgates for swimming meets? And remally we were tailgating for a swim meet. And yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah. I remember getting out of one of the final sessions and trying to make my way through a crowd of people, and this
Yeah.
one dude just completely falling over onto me. Probably, I don't want to assume, but probably under the influence of something.
Yeah.
And, I don't know. I just thought that was funny. It's cool that people can get that hyped about swimming, honestly.
You've been on the move, man. You've been like you having to chase your whereabouts forms. I bet you like USA Swimming's been on you of like updating the calendar. You need like a personal assistant for all the places you've been, making sure you have a consistent 60-minute window.
Yeah, no, it's been like taking a class online. It's like, and they make it so much more complicated than it has to be too. Like I almost want them to put like a tracker under my skin just so they could know where I'm at. Like, yeah, it's too much sometimes.
I don't understand why you don't like just share your location of your phone. Like, is there a way to consent for that instead of filling out the whereabouts?
So I asked that question one time, and they told me that when you don't have reception, that would be a huge. I mean that could be potentially a violation.
Yeah.
So you need cellular reception, I guess, but.
Well, that happened to me once where I didn't have cell reception. I was at my buddy's house and we were in the basement watching the Masters, just because that's like where all his TV setup and everything was. But I forgot that he didn't have cell reception. And my roommate was texting me like, "Hey, the drug testers are here." I totally forgot. It was a Sunday, like I forgot that was my window. And I actually missed the test. And then after that, USA Swimming was on my ass for like forever after that because I had missed one, and I missed it because I didn't have any service and I just totally forgot. So not good.
Yeah, I had a buddy, I'll leave his name out, but if he watches this, he'll know who I'm talking about. But he had missed 2, and basically like the person in charge of USA Swimming that kind of oversees it would text him every single night, be like, update your whereabouts, because he would update them like the next day. Like he would only do it one day at a time, which I don't even know how you're really able to get away with that, but it was just so funny. He's like, "Oh yeah, I need to do this real quick."
Oh jeez.
Yeah.
So last time we had you on, we were trying to figure out what year in school you're going to be when you return to Georgia, and I think you announced that you're going to be returning to Georgia next year. How many more years of eligibility do you have left, and what year are you in, or who even knows?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I know I have 3 years eligibility.
Remaining?
I'm not about to swim until I'm 25, swimming against 18-year-olds.
Holy shit, are you serious? You have 3 years left?
Yeah. I have
What?
I know. People are like, "You've been in the NCAA for so long," and I just tell them I swam for 2 out of the 4 years that I've been eligible. I've only swam 2 years in college.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know if I'll take all 3, but I'm definitely taking at least one, and then
Nice.
I'm gonna feel it out from there.
That's so crazy, man. Hey, I want to ask some of the questions that we got submitted on Instagram from the audience at Social Kick Swim. This one we touched on a bit earlier, and it's more than just him. This one's from Instagram follower Believe and Achieve 93 said, "What will it take to defeat Milak?" Which I think is, what will it take to win the 2 fly? Not even beating just Milak, but also Leon. I mean, in that stacked field, what does it take? Maybe what do you think? What time does it take to win?
Under 2 minutes, probably. Sorry, that was a little too sarcastic, but I don't know. It's gonna be fast. We're gonna see where we're at. I'm just. It's gonna be nice though to be a part
Under
of.
2. It'll for sure
Under
be under
2.
2.
I'm pretty sure it'll be under 2.
Speaking of under 2, this one's from @Kine_Han_Kung Fu. Wants to know about the women's 2 fly. When will that record go down? The 201, the infamous 201.
Yeah.
Nobody's been close.
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because that record's a little suspicious, honestly.
Yeah, little sus.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, Mary T. Myers, like her times like are still very legitimate.
Yeah. 205 from 76, right? Isn't that what it was? God.
Yeah, and 57 hunter fly. Yeah.
Slow ass lycra.
Yeah. Yeah. Imagine if she was in the suits they're in now, doing normal training and a normal block and everything else.
I mean, respect to Mary, but a lot of people would be going, they probably were at the time going, hey, that's a little sus too.
Yeah. That's I could see that. I don't know. Some people are just built different. So,
Yeah.
All right. This one's from Graham Skelly wants to know, what event would you like to see added to the Olympics? And he gives some suggestions: 800 medley, 50 of each stroke. What do you like? What's next?
I like 50 of each stroke. I think the hundreds of each stroke are a little bit more honest. I think if you can do a really good 50, you can do a really good 100. Maybe need to train for a little more.
I will tell you that is not the case for me. I'm a 2250 flyer, but I could barely go 54 in 100.
Yeah, Michael Andrew freestyle might argue that too.
Yeah, maybe that was a hot take. I don't know. I think an 800 IM would be kind of crazy to watch, and I think people could go a lot faster than you might think too.
Yeah. But who's going to want to watch it? Actually, 800 medley, I think, would be more interesting than an 800 freestyle. There's my hot take.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could agree with that.
This one's from Matt Vatev. You got a favorite anime or TV show?
Right now I'm watching The Boys. That one's pretty good.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a solid
awesome.
one. Yeah.
What about music? What tops your Spotify list? First of all, what streaming service are we listening to? Are you into music, and what are you listening to?
So I'm an Apple Music person. It's not a fantastic reputation, but I got I started it when I was like 14, and
it's okay, man. You don't have to defend it.
Okay, I don't feel like I need to though, because people are like, "Why?" And I'm like, "Well, I just have too many songs downloaded at this point to switch over."
It's cool. You're just the old man on the team with 3 years of eligibility left. It's no big deal.
Yeah, it's no big deal. I'd say my top artist right now is Suicide Boys. They're kind of rappy. I don't know. Yeah. Or Fred Again. Really like Fred Again. Yeah.
All right. Wow, that's probably it on the audience questions. Thanks for submitting those. Anytime we ask for questions, please continue to submit them because we're getting tons of them. That's awesome. At Social Kick Swim on Instagram. Also, by the way, where are people following you, Luca?
Following me? What do you mean?
Yeah.
On the street. They're just following you around nowadays,
on the street,
right?
They just need to follow you on your whereabouts forms. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, it's like I don't know. I got little agents. They're always trying to find out where I'm at.
Yeah, have you had some super fans, some stalkers? You ever had a weird situation?
No, a lot of really interesting DMs though. That are just like I don't know. They're
I need an example.
This is going to be Social Kick after hours here pretty soon, I think.
No, I don't think I can share any of them. They're a little bit too far. But yeah.
Hey Luca, when people talk about adding events to the Olympics, they're always like, well, it's long enough already. How are we going to fit it in? And I had an idea of like, well, do we really need the semis of all our events? And especially now the B standards are so fast. So the B standard for the fly is a 156. How many athletes are going to be competing in Paris who went under 156.3? That's a B standard, right? Assuming. I mean, I think at Worlds once we had like 18 swimmers in the 2 fly entered for women. Do you think we need to have semis for the 200 strokes? Do you think that what's the pros and cons of having semis? If you have like 20 athletes entered, you know?
I don't think so. I had a teammate of mine go, I think he went 146.4, 200 freestyle. That time could semifinal without a doubt. He was not selected to go to the games. I mean, it's gotten a little bit too much in my opinion. Yeah, I don't think we need semifinals. It does make training, I think, a little bit more honest, though. I think there's a lot of people that can rip 200. There's less people that can rip 200s, and there's even less people that can rip 200s. So I do kind of like that aspect that, you need to be pretty honest in training to be able to do multiple events, multiple times. But at the same time, track and field doesn't really do that. I mean, they'll do semifinals, finals, but people really just do one event, unless you are a McLaughlin or some crazy athlete.
But you see, track is based on the top 2 finishers and then the top 6 times. So whereas you have to swim fast because Brian's going to go 154 the next heat. You didn't know that.
Yeah.
So should we therefore maybe change? It's maybe like the top 2 finishers. So you know where you're at and you're like, okay, I can conserve because what track does. They conserve.
Yeah. No, that's also that's a really good point.
Yeah.
I would like to see some change in that. I would also like to see a 50 underwater. I think that race.
Why do you want to see
really
that?
fun.
Why do you want that involved?
I don't know. I think it makes it up a little bit more. All I'm saying, I think I'd be kind of good at it. So.
That's what to ask. Who's winning that race?
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you do 50 underwater, is that from the block or from a backstroke start?
I think block. Yeah. Yeah.
So are you flipping over on your back to be most competitive?
I probably would. Yeah.
All right. That's probably going to work a little bit better in Hunter Armstrong's favor too, He's not so backstroke starts weren't working out so well.
Yeah. I also think they should change the 15-meter rule to 25.
I mean, nice.
25 meters?
I think 25 meters would make things more interesting.
Do you think that should be just for the start or for all walls?
I could compromise with just the start, but I think all 4 walls would also be pretty cool.
If you had all 4 walls, would you max out 25 meters under off every 200 fly wall?
I don't think so, but having that option would be nice. I think that first 100 you couldn't really. I mean, that first 25 or first 50 definitely, but after that, maybe save it till that last 50 to go another 25 under.
Have you, when you say that, I think about cool, yeah, maximize your strengths. But then I just got fearful of what it would take to train to be able to do that. And that sounds miserable. Are you somebody who's how much time do you spend underwater in practice?
I don't know. It's hard to kind of gauge that, but I mean,
does that sound like fun to you? Does that sound fun where you're like, oh shit, okay, oh yeah, that's going to be hard. That's going to be a lot of time squeezing the butt cheeks and staying under. Just got to go.
Yeah, no, I mean it probably wouldn't be fun at all. No.
Hey, I was wondering what kind of 200 fly is really the event that has so much drama of how different people swim it. How do you like to see, what's the gutsiest 200 fly tactic for you? Is it like a Chad or a Trenton going out for it and holding on? Or is it like a Emma Stickler or Phelps just coming back and just getting it at the end? What to you like the gutsiest swim? They're like, dang, that was amazing and gutsy and had balls.
Oh yeah, going out fast that first 100 is without a doubt the gutsiest. It sucks that last 50 no matter what. I couldn't even imagine going out. I think someone was out 51 one time.
Yeah.
So your lactate after it would be, it would not feel good at all. Yeah.
But I don't understand how Emma Stickler on that last turn would then stay down for 15 after you just did 150 holding pace with the best. That last 15 meters in the water, that's crazy as well.
Yeah. No, I mean it takes a lot to be able to do that. A lot of mental strength and I don't know.
All right. Yeah.
Luca, is there anybody that you've met on the Olympic team so far, is there anything that, I guess I just want to like at each experience that you have in this kind of environment with like top athletes that you don't have a chance to be around on necessarily a daily basis, it's like a really cool learning and influence opportunity. I'm curious, like, has there been anything thus far that you've picked up in terms of like, what some top end competitors at Team USA are doing that you can implement, or are you kind of, or is there anybody that maybe is a new teammate that you're like, oh my God, they're like, wow, that's amazing that they're doing that. You're like getting a firsthand look at it now.
Yeah, I definitely. I mean, you walk around deck and there's so many medals everywhere, and you're trying to learn as much as possible, but at the same time, stick to kind of what you know and what you need to do. So I think it's stuff to take in, but maybe for a later time to actually start implementing. Might be a little bit too soon to try and change things up a little bit too much.
Yeah, I remember I was standing on deck at Short Course Worlds once, and I watched Lochte watch Peter Marshall, who was a previous short course meter world record holder in backstroke, and he was watching him swim underwater, and he was like, "Who the hell is that?" He didn't even know that it was like his own teammate, and but he was just so fast underwater, and it was so funny to me to hear somebody at Lochte's caliber watch somebody else do their craft and be like, "Whoa." And so that's what I think about with these kinds of like, go to a camp and you're like, oh man, like I've never been able to see them up close. And what a cool opportunity every time you get a chance to be on the like national team and international scene to just like observe and soak in. And and you're like uniquely positioned to be able to do it too, with just like as many different people and staff you've worked with. So soak it in. That's awesome. I love it.
For sure. Yeah. Always learning. Yeah,
cool. Well, hey man, it's been super fun to get to hang out with you. I guess maybe as a closing thought, when you look forward to Paris, like what, besides the obvious of just like having yourself an experience and racing well, is there anything that you're most looking forward to with this Olympic experience?
I think having my family there is what I'm looking forward to the most. A lot of athletes in my family. I'm grateful enough to have a grandfather that competed in 3 Olympics. To be able to share that experience with him, be able to share that experience with my dad, my mom, my sister. I mean, that's what I'm looking forward to the most, and being able to get the strength that they have and the confidence they have for me is, I think it's going to be awesome. I can't wait.
You going to be able to celebrate some with them after the games? Have a little post swimming Paris trip, stick around, watch some track and field, or what's that going to be like?
Yeah, I definitely want to see track one day. I still need to read the team handbook a little bit more to see what I'm allowed to do and what I'm not. But I'll be so I leave August 5th and I'll be going to Italy, see family, whatnot for a week, till August 12th, and then I'll return back. So I'll have a good vacation time, with the fam in Italy. So
nice. Awesome. Yeah. Well, always good to chat with you, man. We're super excited for you. It was a fun moment to get to watch you secure that spot and, complete the recovery. We know it's not fully done yet because you got some damage to do, and go support Team USA's medal haul. So we're here for all of it, and welcome back here anytime. But thanks again for spending some time with us, Luca.
Thank you guys. No, it's been a great time.
Right on, man. All right. That's it for this episode of Social Kick. We'll see you guys next time.
See ya.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with us. If you're enjoying Social Kick, tell your friends about it. And be sure to tell us what you liked by leaving a comment and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Follow us on Instagram. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Social Kick. And you can find all of our content on our website at thesocialkick.com.